Hi guys, Darren and Sean again. This next video, we're just going to talk through the other government packages available to help us get through this. So Sean, I suppose the biggest one, apart from what we've already talked about, the job seeker, job keeper, and the loans, is the payroll tax concessions that the government's giving.
Yeah, mate, certainly. So for larger employers who are payroll tax payers, the Queensland State Government has waived payroll tax and is in fact refunding previous payroll tax amounts paid. So for any amount of payroll tax paid from November last year through till now, the state government will refund, and my experience has been businesses who have made that application have had the amounts refunded very quickly. They are waiving payroll tax through till April, and then any payroll tax for the balance of this calendar year will be deferred to be repaid at a later date. Now, I should just stress that this isn't for all employers, it's only for employers paying payroll tax, quite obviously, but who have gross wages of less than $6.5 million per annum.
Yes, we have had a couple of clients recently who've got large checks or large amounts put into their bank from the state government.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
That's correct, and I expect there is going to be pressure on the state government to increase the period of payroll tax exemption. So again, I encourage everyone, stay tuned and keep abreast of further developments.
And the federal government have brought out some more tax incentives to help, once again, drive the economy. Do you want to talk us through a few of those?
Yeah, sure. So businesses who aren't impacted by the coronavirus, the federal government is encouraging them to invest in their business infrastructure to keep the economy going. So probably the biggest measure the federal government's introduced in that area is an increase of what we call the instant asset write-off. So the instant asset write-off allows a business to immediately deduct the purchase of an asset, so not depreciate over 4 or 5 years, but for tax purposes, write it off immediately when that asset is purchased. Now, the threshold for qualifying assets has been lifted significantly, up to $150,000, so which means that assets purchased between the 12th of March and the 30th of June this year and installed ready for use can be immediately deducted, and the threshold of businesses who are able to access that instant asset write-off has increased up to $500 million. So from our perspective in Cairns, means any businesses who aren't impacted or who are looking to invest in their business for any assets up to $150,000 will get an immediate income tax deduction.
So an example is a farmer could go out and buy a new tractor for $100,000. They would get a tax deduction for that $100,000 this side of June.
Yeah, correct. So that's a good example. Yep. Agriculture potentially will be impacted by the coronavirus crisis. However, it may not be as well, but certainly as part of tax planning, if infrastructure needs replacing on the farm, this is a great time to do it and get access to that instant asset write-off to reduce your tax bill.
And if a security company had a fleet of vehicles worth $20,000 each, and they went out and they upgraded 50 vehicles at $20,000 each, that's $1 million.
Yes.
They would get a tax deduction this year for $1 million. Yeah,
correct. And so with vehicles, they would ordinarily be written off over 5 or 6 years. So there's a big incentive to do that. I guess just with vehicles, people need to be careful. There is a limit for private vehicles. So when I say private, non-commercial vehicles, on the amount of a tax deduction you can claim. So you can't go and buy a $200,000 Ferrari and get a $200,000 write-off.
Yes.
There are limits there, but certainly for all commercial vehicles and for all business vehicles used in the ordinary course of business, that's another great way to utilise this program.
So guys, you can see that, once again, both levels of government are trying to assist in any way they can to drive our economy and keep it going. So once again, go and get some advice on these to see how they might assist you or impact your business. Thank you.